The distress signal crackled through the void, a desperate plea transmitted across 17 star systems. The mining colony of Kepler 442b had been overrun by the Hive, a mechanical swarm that consumed everything in its path. Colony Administrator. Vex transmitted the final message with trembling appendages, watching as the metallic locusts devoured the outer settlements. This is Kepler 442b, calling any vessel in range. Vex's voice echoed through space. We are under attack by unknown hostiles. Civilian population of 40,000 requires immediate evacuation. Repeat, this is an emergency. The message reached the Galactic Council first, where it was processed through 17 committees before being deemed a low-priority incident. The bureaucrats calculated that mounting a rescue operation would exceed their quarterly budget, so they filed the request under pending review. The signal also reached the Hegemony, a militaristic empire known for their advanced weaponry. Admiral Corps reviewed the transmission and determined that Kepler 442b held no strategic value. The resources required to combat the Hive would be better spent on expansion campaigns. The distress call was archived and forgotten, but the signal traveled farther than expected, reaching the Outer Rim territories where few civilized species dared to venture. It found its way to Sol 3, a small blue world orbiting an unremarkable yellow star. The inhabitants of this planet were relatively new to the galactic community, having achieved faster-than-light travel only decades earlier. Captain Jake Morrison received the transmission at the Terran Space Command headquarters. The grizzled veteran had seen combat in the Centauri Wars and bore the scars of a dozen battles. His weathered face showed no emotion as he listened to the plea for help, but his jaw tightened with each word. "Sir, the signal is over 6 hours old," reported Lieutenant Torres, his young communications officer. "Even at maximum burn, we're looking at a 3-day journey." Morrison studied the star charts, calculating vectors and fuel consumption. The logistics were challenging, but not impossible. How many ships do we have combat ready? The Valkyrie just completed her shakedown cruise. She's equipped with the new plasma cannon arrays and reinforced hull plating. The captain nodded. The Valkyrie was humanity's newest warship, designed specifically for deep space operations. She carried enough firepower to level a small moon and armor thick enough to withstand direct hits from antimatter torpedoes. Prep the Valkyrie for immediate departure. Full combat load, maximum crew complement. Torres looked concerned. "Sir, shouldn't we contact the Galactic Council first?" This might be their jurisdiction. Morrison's expression darkened. The Council had their chance. By the time they finish their paperwork, everyone on that colony will be dead. Within 2 hours, the Valkyrie launched from Earth's orbital shipyard. Her sleek hull cut through space like a blade, her engines burning at maximum efficiency. The crew of 300 volunteers knew they were heading into unknown danger, but none hesitated when duty called. Commander Lisa Park, the ship's tactical officer, reviewed intelligence reports about the Hive. The mechanical swarm had appeared, seemingly from nowhere, consuming entire worlds before vanishing into deep space. No one knew their origin or purpose, only that they left nothing but lifeless rock in their wake. "Initial scans show they're silicon-based constructs," Park reported to Morrison. "They appear to be self-replicating, using consumed matter to create more units." The captain studied the tactical display. Weaknesses? Unknown. Previous encounters ended with total loss of defending forces. Morrison smiled grimly. "Then we'll be the first to survive." The journey to Kepler 442b took exactly 3 days. When the Valkyrie dropped out of hyperspace, the crew witnessed a horrifying sight. The once green world was now a metallic gray, its surface crawling with millions of Hive units. Orbital defense platforms hung in pieces, their crews long dead. "My God," whispered Torres. We're too late. But Morrison's sensors detected something else. Deep underground, protected by layers of rock and emergency barriers, life signs still registered. The colonists had retreated to the deep mines, buying time with their lives. Not too late, Morrison corrected. Just in time. The hive detected the Valkyrie's approach and launched a massive wave of attack drones. The mechanical swarm moved, with perfect coordination, forming attack patterns that would have overwhelmed any conventional fleet. Morrison activated the ship's primary weapons. All batteries opened fire. The Valkyrie's plasma cannons erupted in brilliant streams of superheated matter. Each blast vaporized dozens of hive units, but more kept coming. The mechanical swarm adapted quickly, learning from each exchange and adjusting their tactics. They're learning our patterns, Park reported. Recommend evasive maneuvers. Morrison shook his head. We're not here to run. The captain activated the ship's most devastating weapon system. The Valkyrie's hull split open, revealing a massive cannon that drew power directly from the ship's fusion core. The weapon required 30 seconds to charge, during which the ship would be vulnerable to counterattack. Sir, we're taking heavy damage to the port shields, Torres called out. Morrison watched the charge indicator climb steadily. Hold course. The hive units swarmed closer, their weapons tearing at the Valkyrie's armor. Warning lights flashed throughout. The bridge's systems began failing under the relentless assault. Charge at 90%, Park announced. The mechanical swarm seemed to sense the danger. They concentrated their attack on the main cannon, trying to destroy it before it could. Fire. Charge complete, Park reported. Morrison's finger hovered over the firing control. Target the planetary surface. Maximum spread. The weapon discharged with the force of a small star. The beam struck Kepler 442b's surface and spread outward in a ring of destruction. The energy wave consumed everything in its path, reducing the hive units to their component atoms. Within minutes, the planet's surface was cleansed. The mechanical swarm had been completely eradicated, leaving only scorched rock behind. Morrison opened communications with the survivors below. This is Captain Morrison of the Terran vessel Valkyrie. We're here to take you home. The response came through tears and static. Thank you. We thought no one was coming. As the Valkyrie's shuttle bays filled with grateful colonists, word of the rescue spread throughout the galaxy. The Galactic Council demanded explanations, while the hegemony requested technical specifications for human weapons. Morrison ignored them all. He had answered a call for help from strangers, and that was enough. The galaxy would learn that when someone sent an SOS to the Deathworlders, they didn't send help, they deployed a powerful vessel.